Hi, everybody. I just wanted to respond to a post that I posted recently about certain certain belief systems that profess themselves to be beneficial and yet are quite detrimental to the collective, right? To the earth, to the planet, to the well-being of things. Yeah, so the defense is that Christianity isn't evil. It's the people who practice in the name of it who are actually the evil ones, that the thought process itself isn't evil. And I'll give you that there are a lot of beneficial things in Christianity, specific if we're talking about Judeo Christian religions, or just Christians that root from Judaism, which the monotheistic Abrahamic religions. Okay, and I have a lot of experience personally with them, so when I speak, it is partially subjective from my own experience and partially objective because I've done a lot of time researching this. I've put a lot of information out there. I've shared a lot on my channel. Heathen stargazers. We call ourselves heathens because we are. I mean, I at least am. I know for sure I am. It doesn't, if I talk about it as pre-Christian, right? And when the Christians called the pagans and heathens, right? That would be how the people before the Christian indoctrination viewed the sky, nature, physics, math, the earth, ourselves, our place within things. It doesn't mean that we are atheists. Some are. You know, I don't feel that it is my job to push my views on anyone else. What I do want to do is connect with others who feel the same way I feel, who have come to a similar experience, and also provide factual information as to these systems and how they were put in place and how they function and rule us today. It is I don't want to call it a made up thing, but if you follow the lineage of it, if you follow the historical documentation, it was made up. The Council of Carthage, right? The Council of Nicaea, there were tons of times, tens, hundreds of times where the Roman electorate got together and decided what and what wouldn't be included in this text. And this text was used to move a population, to solidify many varying points of view into one point of view that was completely manufactured. Okay, so that manufacturing was meant to subdue, submit, and pull in the populations. Okay, it wasn't meant to uplift you. They were derived from different pagan doctrine. Right? The 10 Commandments are derived from the 42 laws of Mott. Moses, who presented those in the story in the Bible, was the prince of Egypt. Okay, he gave this information, said it was from God, but it was really from the context in which he had been raised. Right? And it was like, which of these things works best to submit and subdue people? And we're giving them commands. The idea of Abraham, it says very clearly in the text that it is an analogy. Okay. And besides that, all of these things are made to submit and subdue. Right? Get one class higher, one class lower, one person to rule them all, the one ring to rule them all, right? The Eye of Sauron. And while it does preach things, and some people come into it, a lot of people, most people come into it wanting to better themselves and better the world around them. How is that possible when so many people are left out of that? You know, if you say God made us all, if that's what you're saying, then why would God make a whole bunch of people to leave out? You talk about so many things that are very, very that put you on top and degrade others. Okay, and even if it's said that it's because we need to believe in this way, I just feel that there is so much toxicity. Fishers of men. All right, fishers of men, you go out there and you collect others. You eradicate beliefs, you stomp on people's homes and their living spaces and their grounds, and you collect them and say that they're yours, and then you put a cross on it and say that it's holy and just. It is not. It is not. It's gentrified genocide, and it has happened throughout history, and it is rooted in the core of these ideas. So even if the people, I would beg to differ and say that most of the people who came to this belief system are not evil people, okay, but they are ruled by fear. They do want to do something better for their lives, and because of the eradication of responsibility via forgiveness of a head God, right, in a next life, none of the things that it takes away our responsibility, right? None of the things that we would hold ourselves accountable for. We ask God, why? Well, think about the actions that were taken. Think about the systems that are in place. The answers that you're looking for are in front of you. It's about behaving differently. It's about accepting people for who they are. It's about not stepping on other people's toes. It's about self-respect, right? All of these things are values of the heathen doctrine: respect, trust, truth, right? Perseverance, integrity, right? All of these things are what the masses preach but do not adhere to, and are what the pagan doctrines live by. And all of the things that the Christians that are in the Bible, all of those things at some point came from a pagan belief that was mutated, not transmutated, straight up mutated to adhere to a benefit for someone else. For the Romans, right? The Romans, the Roman Catholic and the Orthodox, they split off, and now they've got all of that land there, all of those people, all of that stuff. Okay, and then when it stopped working so well, they created a new one, and they called it Christianity. And when that one stopped working, they created another one: Protestantism, Anglicanism. Okay, and when that one didn't work anymore, the deists, the founding fathers of the United States, believed that there was a Godhead, but he didn't bother himself with the trivial things of man. He gave us free will and let us make our decisions. Okay, that's what this country is based on: freedom of religion, freedom of speech. As it is right now, standing in our country, I could get in a lot of trouble for saying these things, because that's not what the moral majority would like to say, but me to say. Am I pushing somebody's buttons? Maybe, but how long have I had to live in silence? How long have others had to live in silence? How long have I had to adapt to what others wanted from me out of fear? Out of having to be able to live, to be the only one in the room who is thinking differently or brave enough to say it, right? It's okay to think these things. It's okay to explore outside of the box, and it's okay to allow others to live their lives. Let the people have the land they're on. They live there. That's where they're from. Stop taking over places. Okay, stop. I had a guy who was telling me that we were trying to figure out Messiah and like where Messiah was from, and he was doing a science presentation, and they kept calling them the Messiah, and someone had to stop him and say, hey, it's the Messiah, they're from Kenya. Okay, and then he was like, yeah, I had a couple friends who went there and lived with them for 2 years and learned their language, and then wrote the Gospels in their language. And I just blurted out, because I have little filter and little tolerance. I'm like, well, and I'm not trying to be mean, right? But I'm like, wait, but if they had spent 2 years with that tribe and in their language translated their own stories, we would better understand what that word you can't figure out means. But you didn't bother doing that. Instead, you wrote your words in their language. And now we've completely lost the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding, the richness of that tribe. And this is just part and parcel for the course. This is what has happened throughout history. How is that not evil? I have a really hard time understanding it. I'm having a really hard time understanding it. I'm having a really hard time understanding why I was told as a child that one side of my family was going to burn in hell and that the other side of my family was going to go to heaven, because they believed differently, because they went to a different church. I was taught at 4 years old to fear for the souls of the other side of my family, who are perfectly nice people. who are also Christians, just a different kind. None of that made any sense to me. Then I went to a school from preschool through 4th grade where I was given an excellent academic education, and it was shrouded and clouded and ingrained in Southern Baptist ideologies. And I felt out of place. I felt scared. I felt wrong. I felt guilty. I was made to feel like shit all the time. I was made to pray and confess and say things that I didn't. And these people were mean and cruel. The kids were mean and cruel to each other, to me, to others. Teachers were mean and cruel to me, to others. I had a teacher push me over in my desk because it was dirty. Like, really? That's kind. That's what we pay for when we send our kids to parochial school for a better education. Right. My mom didn't know any better. I'm not blaming her at all. She was doing what she thought she should be doing because that's what she was taught. Okay? And that's probably what most of you out there are doing, or them, or those. You know, people don't mean to do this, but if you would really stand back and look objectively at this belief system, at the structure of it, at how it operates, the damage that it does, it isn't helping anybody. It's leading us into this destruction, this massive destruction that's happening right now. And the people who don't want to see it are too blind to see it. They keep you'll notice that the people that are commenting that on that are mostly my family, people who I have a hard time talking to anymore. And I love them, I do, but I am tired. I'm exhausted, and I have a really hard time looking at people in the face who think that they're being loving and caring when really their belief systems are destroying the world, destroying each other. And they legit, they think they're saving my soul, but they hate me. They hate me. They fear this. And that's not on me. I love them, and I see what they've been through, and I see where it comes from, and I forgive them. It's hard to forgive somebody who keeps doing the same thing over and over and over and over. Done that. So I learned to forgive myself and to move myself out of those situations, and to continue to search for the truth, to continue to learn to be kind, and to continue to share with you the things that I have found and seen. In case you might feel this way too, you're not alone. You're not the only one who sees it, and you aren't silly or stupid for any of it. You're not. If you see it and you feel this way, you aren't the only one. And if you are somebody who is using your religion or your Godhead as a means to do destruction on others, and you think that it's just, then you are part of the problem, and you can't even see that as cruelty, okay? Because it is cruel. It is unjust. It is destroying us. It really is. So I'm gonna shut up now. And I'm sending you guys big hugs, and know that I am here for the I'm fighting the good fight, and I'm here for it. If you guys want to check out my channel, scroll through. I would start at the bottom, start with the oldest and go on through there to see if there's anything in there that piques your curiosity. Highly recommend the Procession of the Equinoxes video. Highly recommend the Abrahamish Society video. If you guys have any other questions about this, visit my website. Some of the videos have been flagged in certain countries for copyright infringement, and I understand that. So those are available on my website if YouTube has taken them down. And I'm just going to continue. Right now, I don't know what else to say except that I stand firm in where I'm standing. Okay? All right. I love you.